Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever held on to something or someone that dragged you down? Something you knew deep in your soul wasn't serving you anymore, yet there you were carrying the weight of it. Today I'm here to tell you it's time to break free. It's time to never take them back. Why? Because your life, your destiny is too valuable to be tethered to the past. Know your worth. Let me tell you something fundamental, something that can change your entire life. When you truly embody it, you teach the world how to treat you based on what you believe you're worth. Your worth is not determined by someone else's opinion, by your past mistakes, or even by what you've achieved so far. It is inherent. It is unshakable. But here's the catch: you've got to believe it. Live it. Breathe it. If you don't know your worth, you'll find yourself bargaining for scraps. You'll settle for relationships that drain you, jobs that suffocate you, and habits that erode your potential. Why? Because deep down you think that's all you're capable of, or worse, all you deserve. But I'm here to call out that lie. Your worth isn't tied to anyone's validation. Let me say that again. Your worth has nothing to do with who claps for you, who stays, or who walks away. If you base your value on external things, you'll be at the mercy of everything outside your control. One harsh word, one rejection, one failure, and you'll crumble. But when you know your worth, truly know it, the game changes. You stop negotiating with the things that don't align with your values, your goals, or your vision. You stop bending over backward to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You stop saying yes when you mean no. Knowing your worth means you demand more, not in a selfish way, but in a way that honors your unique gifts. It's about saying, I refuse to play small because I was created to be expansive. You weren't put on this planet to play by someone else's rules, to settle for mediocrity, or to stay in a place where you are not celebrated. It's about having the courage to walk away from what doesn't serve you. And let me tell you, that takes guts. It's hard to walk away when it's comfortable, familiar, or even scary to leave. But the truth is, every time you accept less, you reinforce a story in your mind that says you're not enough. And that's a story we're going to rewrite right now. You are enough. You are powerful. You are capable. But most importantly, you are worthy of love, of respect, of success, of joy. Not because of what you've done or what you will do, but simply because you exist. You were born worthy. And when you know this, when you deeply embody your worth, you stop chasing and start attracting. You stop pleading for a seat at someone else's table and start building your own. Because here's the truth: you are the table. Remember why you walked away. You didn't walk away for no reason. You didn't let go of that person, that job, that habit, or that toxic environment just because it was convenient. No, you walked away because deep inside, something in you woke up. Something in you screamed, this is not who I am. This is not the life I was born to live. So why do we forget? Why do we find ourselves looking back, tempted to return to the very thing we fought so hard to leave behind? It's because the mind is tricky. It romanticizes the past. It clings to the familiar, even when the familiar was suffocating us. But here's the truth. You didn't walk away from comfort. You walked away to find your power. You walked away because you finally understood that staying was costing you more than you were willing to pay. Maybe it was your peace of mind, your self-respect, or even your future. Whatever it was, you knew that staying was no longer an option. You see, when you're in the middle of a storm, it's easy to forget how destructive it is. You adapt, you justify, you make excuses. But the moment you step out, the moment you feel the sun on your face again, you realize just how much you were enduring and how much you were sacrificing to hold onto something that wasn't meant for you. Walking away isn't weakness, it's courage. It's a declaration to the universe that you are no longer available for what doesn't align with your purpose. But let me tell you, that courage will be tested. The doubts will creep in. The loneliness might knock at your door. The what-ifs will start to play on a loop in your mind. And that's when you've got to stand firm. Remember why you walked away. Maybe it was the constant disrespect, the feeling of being unappreciated, or the realization that you were shrinking yourself to fit into someone else's expectations. Maybe it was the lack of growth, the toxic cycles, or the endless compromises that left you feeling empty. Whatever your reason was, it was valid, it was real. And here's the thing, every time you're tempted to go back, you've got to replay the truth, not the illusion. The truth of how you felt. The truth of how much it hurt. The truth of why you couldn't stay another day. Because if you don't, you risk reopening wounds that were finally starting to heal. But this isn't just about what you left behind, it's about what you're moving toward. Walking away wasn't an ending, it was a beginning. It was the first step toward reclaiming your power, your joy, your freedom. And every step you take forward, no matter how hard, is a step toward the life you deserve. So when the temptation to return comes knocking, and trust me, you've got to ask yourself, am I willing to trade my progress for a taste of the past? Am I willing to sacrifice my future for a fleeting moment of familiarity? Because here's the truth, you walked away for a reason. And that reason still stands. You don't need to justify it to anyone else. You don't need anyone's approval to stay strong. All you need is to remember and to feel it in your soul. To anchor yourself in the knowing that walking away wasn't just the right decision, it was the only decision. Focus on your vision. Let me tell you something powerful. Your vision is your compass. It's the North Star that guides you through the chaos, the distractions, and the noise of life. Without a clear vision, you'll drift, reacting to whatever comes your way, pulled in 100 different directions by the demands of others or the expectations of society. But when you lock in on your vision, you become unstoppable. So what is vision? Vision isn't just a goal, it's your ultimate destination. It's the life you're building, the legacy you're leaving, the person you're becoming. It's not just about what you want to achieve, it's about the impact you want to make, the lives you want to touch, and the version of yourself you're striving to unleash. But here's the challenge: the world will do everything it can to blur your vision. The doubts will creep in, the critics will speak louder, the failures will make you question yourself. And that's why focusing on your vision is a daily discipline. It's not a one-time decision, it's a commitment you make every single day. Think of it like this: your vision is a seed, and every action you take is either watering it or starving it. When you focus on your vision, you're feeding it, you're nurturing it, you're giving it the energy it needs to grow and flourish. But when you let distractions pull you away, when you waste time on things that don't align with your goals, when you give in to fear or procrastination, you're starving it. So what does focusing on your vision look like? It starts with clarity. If you don't know what you're aiming for, how can you hit the target? Take the time to define your vision. Make it vivid. See it in your mind like it's already real. Feel it, smell it, taste it. When your vision becomes that real, it stops being a dream, it starts becoming your reality. But clarity is just the beginning. You've got to protect your vision. Because let me tell you, not everyone will understand it. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone will believe in it. And that's okay. Your vision isn't for them, it's for you. Don't waste your energy trying to explain it to people who are committed to misunderstanding it. Instead, pour that energy into building it. And then you've got to act. Vision without action is just a hallucination. It's not enough to see it. You've got to move toward it every single day. Even if it's just one small step, even if it feels like you're not making progress. Because every step you take toward your vision strengthens your belief in it. Here's the truth: life will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path. It will make you question whether your vision is even possible. And that's when you've got to double down. You've got to keep your eyes on the prize. Don't let the setbacks derail you. Don't let the temporary pain make you lose sight of the permanent joy that's waiting for you on the other side. When you focus on your vision, you stop being reactive and start being proactive. You stop letting life happen to you and start making life happen for you. You become the creator of your destiny, not just a spectator of your circumstances. So ask yourself, what's my vision? What do I really want? Not what's realistic, not what's safe, but what sets your soul on fire. What's the life that, when you imagine it, makes you come alive? Focus on that. Breathe it, own it, protect it. And most importantly, take one step closer to it today. Because your vision isn't just a possibility, it's your destiny waiting for you to claim it. Don't be afraid of being alone. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly stood on your own without needing someone else to validate you, to comfort you, or to make you feel whole? For so many of us, the idea of being alone feels terrifying. It feels like failure, like rejection, like something's missing. But let me tell you, being alone is not your enemy. It's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. You see, we've been conditioned to believe that being alone means something's wrong with us, that if we're not surrounded by people, constantly connected, or in a relationship, we're somehow incomplete. But that's a lie. Being alone doesn't mean you're lacking. It means you're fighting yourself. It means you're creating space for growth, for clarity, for transformation. Being alone is where you meet your truest self. It's where you strip away the noise, the expectations, and the masks you wear for others. It's where you face your fears, your doubts, and your insecurities head on without distraction. And it's in that solitude that you discover your strength. But let me be real with you, solitude isn't always comfortable. It can feel like a void, especially if you've spent your whole life filling your time with people or things that keep you from sitting with yourself. The silence can feel deafening at first. The stillness can feel unsettling. But that's where the magic happens, because in that discomfort lies your growth. When you're alone, you're forced to confront the truth about who you are, what you want, and what you're capable of. And sometimes that truth is hard to face, but it's also liberating, because the moment you stop fearing your own company, you become unshakable. Don't be afraid of being alone, because it's in those moments of solitude that you build a foundation no one can take from you. When you're not afraid to stand alone, you stop needing approval from others. You stop clinging to relationships that don't serve you. You stop settling for less than you deserve because you've learned to fill your own cup. Being alone teaches you how to be your own source of love, of strength, of validation. It teaches you that you don't need someone else to complete you because you are already whole. And when you step into that wholeness, you attract relationships not out of need, but out of abundance. You connect with others because you want to, not because you have to. But being alone isn't just about relationships with others. It's about the relationship with yourself. It's about carving out the time and space to dream, to heal, to create. It's about giving yourself permission to say, this is my time to grow. This is my time to invest in me. And let me tell you something, the world will try to pull you out of that solitude. It will try to convince you that you need someone or something else to be happy, to be successful, to feel worthy. But you've got to stand strong. You've got to remind yourself that your power comes from within, not from anything external. So embrace the silence. Lean into the stillness. Use the time alone to reconnect with your vision, to realign with your purpose, and to recharge your spirit. Because when you master the art of being alone, you step into a level of freedom that most people will never experience. You're no longer afraid of losing people because you found yourself. You're no longer chasing validation because you know your worth. You're no longer holding on to what's holding you back because you trust that being alone is not the end of the road. It's the beginning of your journey to becoming everything you were meant to be. Set boundaries that protect your peace. Let me ask you something. How often do you say yes when deep down you want to scream no? How often do you let people invade your time, your energy, and your mental space just because you don't want to rock the boat? The truth is, if you don't set boundaries, the world will set them for you, and trust me, they won't protect your peace. Your peace is sacred. It's not just a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the foundation of your clarity, your focus, and your ability to show up fully in life. But here's the kicker, peace doesn't just happen by accident. It's something you have to fight for, something you have to guard with intention. And that means learning the art of boundaries. Boundaries aren't about being rude, selfish, or shutting people out. No, boundaries are about love for yourself and love for others. Because when you set boundaries, you're not just protecting your peace, you're creating healthier relationships, stronger connections, and a life where you can thrive without resentment or burnout. But let me tell you, setting boundaries isn't easy. It takes courage, it takes clarity, and most of all, it takes knowing your worth. Because if you don't believe you deserve peace, you'll let anything and anyone disrupt it. Setting boundaries starts with knowing what's non-negotiable for you. What are the things that drain you, that steal your energy, that pull you away from your purpose? Maybe it's overcommitting to things that don't align with your goals. Maybe it's tolerating toxic relationships. Maybe it's letting other people's opinions dictate your actions. Whatever it is, you've got to name it, claim it, and draw the line. And let me tell you, people might not like it when you set boundaries. They've gotten used to you being available 24/7, saying yes to everything and putting their needs ahead of your own. But remember this, boundaries are not about controlling others, they're about controlling yourself. They're about deciding what you will and will not allow in your life and standing firm in that decision. Protecting your peace is about creating space for what truly matters. It's about saying no to the good so you can say yes to the great. It's about choosing growth over guilt, self-respect over people-pleasing, and alignment over approval. And every time you enforce a boundary, you're not just protecting your peace, you're strengthening your self-worth. Here's the thing, peace isn't passive, it's active, it's intentional. It's something you cultivate by guarding your energy like the precious resource it is, because your energy is finite. And if you give it away to things and people that don't serve your purpose, you won't have enough left for what truly matters. When you set boundaries, you're not shutting people out, you're inviting the right people in. You're creating relationships built on mutual respect, where you can show up as your authentic self without fear of being drained or taken advantage of. But boundaries aren't just about people, they're also about your habits, your environment, and your mindset. Are you letting distractions steal your focus? Are you allowing negativity to take up space in your mind? Are you saying yes to opportunities that pull you off track? Setting boundaries means being ruthless about protecting the things that fuel your growth and letting go of anything that doesn't. And let me tell you this, protecting your peace is not selfish, it's necessary. Because when you're at peace, you're at your best. You're more creative, more focused, more loving, and more powerful. And that's not just a gift to yourself, it's a gift to everyone around you. So ask yourself, where in your life do you need stronger boundaries? What's been stealing your peace? And what are you ready to take back? Because the moment you start setting boundaries that honor your value, your priorities, and your vision, you step into a life of freedom, clarity, and purpose. Boundaries aren't walls, they're bridges. Bridges to the life you deserve, the relationships you want, and the peace that allows you to show up fully as the incredible person you are meant to be. Turn pain into power. Let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear. Pain is inevitable. At some point in your life, you're going to face it. It might come as heartbreak, failure, betrayal, or loss. But here's the truth, pain is not your enemy, it's your greatest teacher. The question isn't whether you'll experience pain, the question is, what will you do with it? Because here's what I know for sure, pain is power, immense power. And that power can either destroy you or define you. It can either break you down or build you up. The choice is yours. You see, pain is energy, it's raw, intense, and overwhelming. And when you learn to harness that energy, to channel it into something meaningful, you become unstoppable. Think about it. Some of the most extraordinary people in history didn't rise to greatness despite their pain, they rose because of it. They took the very thing that was meant to defeat them and used it as fuel. And you can do the same. But here's the thing, turning pain into power isn't about ignoring it, suppressing it, or pretending it doesn't hurt. No, it's about confronting it. It's about standing face to face with your pain and saying, you will not define me. You will not control me. I will use you to become stronger. Pain is a wake-up call. It shakes you to your core. It forces you to look at your life, your choices, and your beliefs. It reveals what's broken, what's missing, and what needs to change. And that's where the power lies in the transformation. You've got to reframe your pain. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Because there's a lesson in every struggle, a gift in every setback, and a purpose in every ounce of pain you've ever felt. Your pain is a signal pointing you toward your next level. And let me tell you, pain can ignite a fire in you like nothing else. When you channel it, when you let it drive you, it can push you to grow in ways you never thought possible. Pain can make you fearless. It can make you resilient. It can give you a hunger, a determination, and a sense of purpose that nothing else can. Turning pain into power is about taking control. It's about deciding that your pain will not be wasted. that you're going to use it to create something extraordinary. Maybe it's starting that business, writing that book, running that marathon, or simply becoming the best version of yourself. Whatever it is, let your pain be the fuel that propels you forward. But understand this, the process isn't easy. It's going to challenge you. It's going to stretch you. It's going to push you to your limits. And that's the point. Because growth doesn't happen in comfort, it happens in the fire. It happens when you're tested, when you're pushed, and when you decide to rise anyway. Here's the thing, pain has a way of exposing your true strength. It strips away the illusions, the excuses, and the stories you've been telling yourself. It shows you what you're really made of. And when you face that pain head on, when you refuse to let it break you, you discover a power within you that you didn't even know was there. Your pain is your story, and your story is your strength. Think about it, the most inspiring people in the world aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who faced adversity, who walked through the fire, and who came out stronger on the other side. Your pain can be that for you. It can be the foundation for your greatest breakthroughs, your deepest connections, and your most profound achievements. So ask yourself, what pain have you been holding on to? What's been weighing you down, keeping you stuck, or holding you back? And more importantly, how can you turn that pain into power? Because the moment you decide to use your pain instead of being used by it, everything changes. You become the alchemist of your own life, transforming your struggles into strength, your wounds into wisdom, and your setbacks into stepping stones. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start being the creator of your destiny. Pain isn't the end, it's the beginning. It's the catalyst for your evolution. So don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't let it defeat you. Instead, embrace it. Use it. Let it be the driving force that takes you to places you never thought possible. Because when you turn pain into power, you don't just survive, you thrive. You don't just overcome, you transform. And that, my friends, is how you unlock the extraordinary potential that's been inside you all along. Trust that better is coming. I want you to hear this loud and clear: better is coming. I don't care where you are right now, what you've been through, or how many obstacles you're facing. Better is on the way. The question is, do you trust it? Do you believe that no matter how tough things are today, tomorrow holds something greater? Because if you want to make that shift from where you are to where you want to be, you have to embrace the truth that better is coming, and you have to trust that with every fiber of your being. I know what you're thinking. You've faced challenges that have made you doubt. You've walked through seasons of hardship that have made you wonder if things will ever change. Maybe you've had dreams that felt shattered, relationships that fell apart, or opportunities that slipped through your fingers. It's easy to get discouraged when life isn't going the way you hope. But let me tell you this, every setback is setting you up for something greater. The greatest breakthroughs happen in the darkest moments. It's in the storm that the strongest trees grow their deepest roots. It's in the struggle that your strength is forged. The only way to experience the better that's coming is to refuse to let your circumstances define you. You have to trust that these challenges are part of the process, not the end of the road. But here's the key: you have to be patient, and you have to be persistent. The road to greatness isn't always smooth, and the promise of better doesn't come overnight. It's easy to lose faith when the results don't show up as quickly as we want. It's easy to get discouraged when the growth doesn't seem immediate. But just because you can't see the results right now doesn't mean they aren't on their way. You have to trust in the process, even when it's hard. Better is coming, but it's not just about waiting for something to happen. It's about actively preparing yourself to receive it. Are you growing, evolving, and developing while you wait? Are you getting better, stronger, and more equipped to handle what's next? Because when better shows up, you need to be ready to meet it. You need to be ready to step into it with confidence and clarity. Trust that better is coming means having the belief that the universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in is working in your favor. It means knowing that the challenges you're facing right now aren't happening to you, they're happening for you. They're shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for the incredible things that are on their way. Here's the thing about life: it's constantly changing, constantly moving. Things will not stay the same forever, and neither will your current circumstances. Even if you're facing pain, doubt, or uncertainty today, those things are not permanent. The seasons of your life are fluid. The rain falls, but it doesn't stay. It nourishes the soil so that new growth can happen. The darkness is only temporary. You will come through it stronger, wiser, and ready for the abundance that's about to unfold. You've got to take the long view. When you trust that better is coming, you're not just focused on what's happening in the moment, you're thinking about the future. You're thinking about the version of yourself that's emerging. You're thinking about the dreams you're creating, the people you're impacting, and the legacy you're building. And the truth is, when you trust that better is coming, you align your actions, your mindset, and your energy with that belief. You stop doubting and start acting. You stop waiting and start creating. There are no straight lines to success. The road may be winding and it may be hard to see where it's taking you, but you've got to trust that it's leading you to exactly where you need to be. Every twist, every turn, every detour is part of your path to greatness. You may not understand why things are happening the way they are right now, but trust me, there's a purpose in it. So when life throws you off course, when things don't go as planned, when it feels like you're stuck, remember better is coming. Don't lose faith. Don't lose hope. Keep moving forward, keep growing, keep believing, and keep trusting. Better is coming because you are becoming the person who can handle it. You are becoming the person who can create it, attract it, and embrace it when it arrives. You are in the process of creating a future that will blow your mind. And every challenge you face today is the building block of that future. You don't need to see it all right now. What you need to do is trust that better is on its way and that the best chapters of your life are still ahead of you. In life, we face challenges, pain, and moments of doubt, but through it all, we have the power to choose how we respond. Don't be afraid of being alone, because it is in solitude that you discover your true strength, your vision, and your purpose. Set boundaries that protect your peace, because your peace is sacred, and only by guarding it can you create the space for growth, clarity, and joy. Turn pain into power, knowing that every setback is simply the fuel that drives you forward towards your greatest potential. Trust that better is coming, because no matter how tough the journey is today, you are being prepared for something extraordinary tomorrow. These principles don't just teach you how to survive, they teach you how to thrive. They show you that no matter where you are or what you're going through, you have the power to transform your life. By embracing your pain, trusting in your vision, and setting the boundaries that align with your values, you will unlock a future beyond your wildest dreams. You are capable of more than you realize, and the best chapters of your life are waiting to unfold. So stay committed, stay strong, and remember better is coming.